and welcome to this edition of EC3 Really Cooks. I'm Executive Chef Keisha Pitt here at EC3. On today's episode, you are going to get a look into our students preparing for date night. It's the end of the trimester yet again, and we are up to all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of work going on around me as I stand here. We've got students making some crab rangoon. We've got some students in the background deep frying donuts. We're making some donut balls. So we've got a great menu planned for you guys today. Today, right here, you're going to see students make some crab rangoon. Don't tell them I said it. It's pretty good. We're also going to make some chicken parm, and we're going to make some donut balls for you. So our menu this trimester for date night, we have two separate menus as always. So our first menu is a caprese salad. So you've got some tomatoes, some fresh mozzarella, some basil, and then we're going to top it with a balsamic glaze. If you've never had it in the summertime with a fresh tomato, delicious. Then we're going to have a chicken parm. So we're going to have pasta. We're going to have a marinara. We took our basic marinara and then we jazzed it up a little bit. Then we're going to have a fresh chicken breast that we've butterflied and we flattened it out a little bit, seasoned it up real good, and then we're going to fry it up, top it with some mozzarella. And then we've also got some roasted zucchini, topped with some Parmesan that we're gonna add with it. Then for dessert, we've got some fresh gelato that we made in-house. We made the base yesterday. We stuck it in the freezer, not in the freezer, we stuck it in the refrigerator, got it good and cold, and then we actually threw it in our ice cream machine. We're fortunate enough we actually have an ice cream machine that works. We threw it in the ice cream machine today. We got it good and ready. Now it's in the freezer chilling. I did have a little sample. It's pretty tasty. Then we have an espresso shot that goes with it. So you take your espresso shot, you pour it over your gelato. When I was sampling it during our date night competition, fantastic. So that's menu choice number one. Menu choice number two is our crab rangoon. So we have a crab rangoon with a sweet and sour sauce. Students made that not too long ago. And then we have a steak and chicken fried rice. I don't think it has anything that goes with it. It's got all the vegetables and all that kind of stuff in it. And then their dessert are homemade donut balls. So they're gonna have a glazed donut ball, a chocolate donut ball, and a cinnamon sugar donut ball. So all of our stuff we've made in-house today. We did do a little prep yesterday, vegetable cuts, that kind of thing. But everything will be in-house, made homemade, made fresh by our students right here at EC3. I am going to do a little bragging. So our trimesters run 12 weeks. In the last 12 weeks, my Culinary 1 and Culinary 2 students have catered for over 2,000 people. We've probably made pork. By the time we're finished, I've got some pork in the smoker today too. We've made pork for almost 800 people. I think we did 20 turkeys around Thanksgiving. It's been a busy trimester. We're finishing strong, finishing busy, but super proud of these guys. You're going to see some of their work, see some of them. So you're going to get to hear them talk some. Tired of hearing me talk. You're going to get to hear them talk because they're the real rock stars. So I'm going to stop talking and let them get to work.
My name is Caden Puckett from John Hardin High School. I'm a senior, and we are making crab rangoons for our date night EC3.
My name is Chris Guerra. I'm in 12th grade and I go to John Hardin as well. All right. To make the filling of the crab rangoons, we're gonna start with 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. And then we're gonna go with crab meat. You can either use fake or you can use real. We decided to go with real. That's good. All right. We go with garlic powder, one teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of low sodium soy sauce, and then we're going with 3 tablespoons of cut chives, and it's really simple. Now we just mix it up with our spoon. So once it looks like this, that's how you know that your filling is done. And then we put this aside, and then we grab our wonton papers, and with a little spoon, or if you don't have a little spoon, use like half a spoon. We grab a little bit, place it in the middle. You can add a little bit more if you need to. Grab some water and then just dip your fingers in
You
it.
don't have any gloves on.
No, it's fine. Because it's not ready to eat. And then you dip your fingers in it. And then around the edges, you wet it. And then you grab these two sides. Oh my God, it's broken. And then you pinch them together. Then you grab this side. And then you pinch it like this as well. And then you grab this one. Then you pinch it. And then it looks like this. And then we just repeat it over and over again. And then this is at least like 8 servings.
Well, vegetables.
We're only gonna do 6 for the sake of the video. So.
So for our date night tonight, we're gonna need 250 crab rangoons, but we're making a small batch for the audience now just to show how we put them together and assemble them.
We'll be right back after these are fried. All right, welcome back to EC3 Cooks. We have our fried crab rangoons right here. And then we also made a homemade sweet and sour sauce. It contains brown sugar, rice vinegar, ketchup, and soy sauce, water, and a little bit of cornstarch to go with our crab rangoons. And then to plate them, we like to go like this. 3 per person.
I think I suggested crab rangoons. So we're talking about Sakura.
Huh?
We're talking about Sakura.
Yeah. So I like Asian food. That's really like a big thing that I like. Like I go out to eat, I like hibachi. And I also really like crab rangoons. We were talking about Sakura. Can we see Sakura? We were talking about Sakura 17. And he suggested we added crab rangoons to our recipe. No.
They're pretty good.
That was good.
Y'all sure?
My name is Courtney. I'm an 11th grader at Central Hardin High School.
My name's Kate. I'm a 10th grader at Central Hardin High School.
And welcome back to EC3 Really Cooks.
What do you do?
Today we are making the chicken for chicken parm, which includes a chicken breast, flour, panko, eggs, Italian seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, parsley, and mozzarella cheese. This is being used for date night tonight, which is where guests come and are introduced to what we've been working on this entire trimester. So first we were taking our chicken breast and we were going to cut it in half. And this is just so it's a little thinner, so when we beat it out, it's thin enough so it'll cook evenly. So now we're going to begin to beat it out, and we're going to make it pretty thin but not too thin, probably about ½ inch.
Is there any difference between the different heads?
Different heads. This one's a bit sharper. And it tenderizes. While this one is better, while the flat one is better for making the meat a little bit thinner.
And then the next thing we're going to do is add the paprika, the Italian seasoning, and the garlic powder into the flour. So then once that's done, you want to keep one hand for your wet and one hand for your dry, and we're going to dip it into the egg and then the flour, then back into the egg and then the breadcrumbs. Okay, once that's done, we fry them.
Okay, along
And
with
then
the chicken
thermometer.
parm, we're gonna have spaghetti noodles and
Can I use
a
one?
sauce which contains marinara, Italian seasoning,
Oh, I can just use that one.
garlic powder, things of those
Okay, I don't know
nature.
which thermometer I
And
need.
we're going to put the
I'm
chicken
so
parm right on top with some mozzarella cheese and parsley for garnish. So we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of cheese on here, and we're gonna throw it in the oven at about 350 for just a couple minutes, enough to melt the cheese on top.
Hi guys, I'm not Kate or Courtney. They had to go catch the bus, but sorry, you got second best. All right, so the girls, not the guys, they threw our chicken parms into the oven to kind of melt our cheese. So if you don't want to use Parmesan, you can actually use fresh mozzarella. That's what I prefer, but this is what we got instead. So we're gonna take it. We're gonna add it here on our plate. Now, if you really wanted, you could take your chicken parm, you could put it on a bit of pasta, sauce it up there, and then add your sauce to your chicken parm. If you wanted, you could take your chicken parm, you could cook it in your sauce, stick it in the oven while it melts your cheese. Kind of totally up to you how you prefer it. Other things you could do with chicken parm, you can make a sandwich if you wanted. I really like it as a sandwich. Get your good ciabatta bread, some mozzarella cheese, some pesto if you kind of like pesto. Makes a really good sandwich. So we've got our sauce here. We're just gonna take it, we're gonna kind of drizzle it on. Make it look all fancy and nice. Get this over here out of the way. Got a little parsley here. Always gotta have a little color here on our plate. Now, something about when you garnish or even when you salt something. So I'm gonna use this little tray over here. I'll slide this out of the way for a second. So something I was showing my students the other day. So a lot of people you will see when they salt something, we're gonna use this extra parsley here. When they salt it, they kind of salt it low, like this. So you don't get a whole lot of spread. You don't get a whole lot of color. So it all kinds of stays right there. So I'm gonna take this, we gotta wash this anyway. I'm just gonna dump it here and turn my sheet over. Now, if you've ever watched a cooking show, you've seen the chefs come up way up here, and I'll show you why. So when you come up high like this, you get more coverage. So if you're salting something, you're salting your plate, you're salting a meat, and you come up high, you get way more coverage that way. So that's why they do that, other than it kind of looks cool. So if you keep it low, you get little coverage. If you bring it up high, you get more coverage. So that's where that comes from. We just happen to have the green parsley. It's a little easier to see that way. So random fact, now you know, that kind of thing. So back to our chicken parm that I almost threw in the floor. It's been one of those kind of days. I would have just looked at it and we'd have moved on. So we've got our chicken parm. I don't even have a fork or a knife to try it. So Jeremy's going to be a pal and go grab me one so we can see if this is any good. So I know our girls covered our other entree. So we've got lots of great things going on here today. We've got another group that's working on some donut balls. They are fantastic. They are delicious. We also have for our other dessert, we made an in-house gelato. We made our base yesterday. We ran it through our ice cream machine. So we ran it through there yesterday, unless we get it broken and we don't work anymore. Hey, put that on this table. Please don't break no, right here. Please don't break the ice cream machine. Thank you. We ran it through the ice cream machine this morning. It's in the freezer, setting up, hardening. So we're gonna have our in-house gelato that we made fresh, and then it actually gets an espresso shot that goes with it. When our date night judges were tasting, it was really funny to see grown adults with their little spoon of gelato and their little cups of espresso pouring it on. It was really comical. But anyway, let's see if this chicken parm's any good. I've ate lots of chicken parm. So. Chicken parm is one of my favorites. This is good. They did good. I knew they would. That's why they won date night. So great dish. It'll be a popular dish tonight. So we've got chicken parm. I think we're going to showcase a dessert for you. I'll go snag those guys, and then we'll get started.
Oh, welcome to EC3 Really Cooks, and today we're making donut holes for dough. And what's in it? Flour, milk, salt, baking powder, sugar, and this is our dough. I'm gonna kind of form it into a little ball. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just get to where you want to like it. It's a pain at sometimes because it's really sticky. As you see, it's sticky and it won't stick to my hands anymore. So that's a bust. And we have some donut balls over here. And here's our fried donut balls. It's really soft inside, chewy. You can put chocolate or what we're doing, we're putting chocolate, cinnamon sugar, and white icing. That's the ones that the other people like. They're their favorites. And so we're going to do that again instead of changing it.
All right, now, wasn't that fantastic? I mean, we got to see Crab Rangoon, we got to see Kaden and Chris just rock it out. And then we got to see Kate and Courtney with their chicken parm. I mean, those girls just nailed it. And then we got to see K-John. K-John and his donut balls. Now, I'm going to say, I got to eat them fresh the day of date night competition, and they were probably a hit. We had our media arts teacher, Mr. Hornback. He wanted like 25, he said, when I invited the staff to date night. So you got to hang out in the kitchen with us, see some of the students be rock stars. So they're just fantastic. Can't be more proud of them. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming and visiting. If you need us for catering, hit us up. EC3 catering at HardinCountySchools.ky. Nope, look, I don't even know my email address. If you need anything for catering, there is actually a quick links catering form on our school website. You can fill that out, it will send me an email, and then I will be in contact. So if you need any catering, let us know. We'd love to help you out. So for this episode of EC3 Really Cooks, I'm the executive chef, Keisha Pitt, here at Hardin County Schools Early College and Career Center. Have a great day.